Hey, Lizette, how's it going?
Good, Laura. Happy to be back with our 10th episode.
Our 10th episode. Can you believe it?
I I can. I can. I can, but
The
I'm
time has
really
gone pretty
excited.
it's gone pretty quickly, and I have to share a quick story with you.
Okay.
So, last Thursday I had gone to an event and ran into some of our friends. Some of our friends have heard the episodes, some have not. And one of them kind of caught me off guard because he said that he cleared out a drawer. And I said, "You did a what?" I was like, "What? You did a what?" And he goes, "I cleared out a drawer." And I said, "Okay." And he goes, "Your declutter episode." I was like, "Oh my goodness."
And he had
and,
a picture.
and he had pictures to show. He had the before, the during, and after, and had like, there was like a line of all gift cards that he had found in that one drawer. So I
My.
was,
We work with some of the or worked, I guess, and work were some of the best guys.
yes.
They're
So that I thought that was so, I mean, I had a proud moment
yeah.
that somebody actually listened to something that we said.
Yeah. My field is or the field that I worked in was very heavily male oriented. Uh, Not on purpose, it's engineering, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like I have a city full of brothers. Like if I needed anything, I could call any one of them to come, help me change a tire or I'd be like, "Let's come over and play. Bring your chainsaw. I have a limb."
There you go.
So
There you go. So
very lucky.
that was a very proud moment that and I said, "Oh great. Well, you have to listen to our next episode," which at the time we had just recorded the procrastination episode, and so and then on the way I had actually had picked up a friend, former colleague of mine who came in from out of town, and she drove with me to the event and drove back. And she's like, I still haven't listened to the episodes. Well, guess what we did? Guess what we did on the way back? We
That's
listened, started from the beginning. And believe it or not, Lizette, I have been listening to our episodes. I've gone back to listen to some of them just to, I guess, inspire me to tackle those areas of the house that I hadn't gotten to yet, or just to kind of hear how we've grown.
yes. I after the forgiveness episode, I called you and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I laughed and I cried listening
Yes.
to the episode." And we're the ones who did the episode. I just I think I have really enjoyed this process.
I have too. It's been an absolute joy, and I'm
Now if
looking
we can get our
forward.
friend Mr. Reyes to get on board with listening to
Oh
our podcast.
yes,
That's our this week's goal.
yes,
Put it in the planner. We
yes,
will chase him down.
yes.
So this week, lots of band.
Hmm.
We took our high school to Kingsville on Saturday, and that was our last indoor drumline performance for this season.
Hmm.
And all the kids did fantastic. And we were there with another high school band, and one of the moms, my friend Yulissa, is her daughter is on that band, and she always looks so adorable going to band practice. I was laughing, telling her like I look like my hair's crazy. I'm chasing the band kids with water and sunblock and all crazy. And she looks like a little supermodel mom over there. And I was like, okay, you're gonna dress me up for next marching season. She looks adorable. I don't think adorable is what I'm aiming for over here. I need to up my game.
Well, you will be a senior mom,
I
so.
know. So
Well, that's wonderful. That's great. But yeah, here we are, getting ready for Fiesta. So,
yes. Well, before we get away from it, you were saying your little event. It wasn't a little event, our listeners. Laura got chosen as Woman of the Year for our Women in Transportation.
so yeah,
It was a great
it was
honor.
a great honor.
Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank
Kudos to
you.
you, my friend, because Lord knows you had to explain quite a few projects that I may or may not have had a part in. But I did my best on that traffic control.
Well, it was a great way it was a great way to, I guess, to end my career.
That chapter, that
That
season.
it
We're
was to
ready for the next.
end that chapter and that season, and so
Yeah,
it was a I'm extremely blessed and grateful for the work that I did, the people that I got to work with, and, seeing what the next chapter of life is. So, but
absolutely.
yeah, and speaking of seasons,
Welcome to Seasons, the podcast where we explore different chapters of life and all the beauty they hold.
we are your hosts, Laura and Lizette, and today we will be talking about advice that we would give to our younger selves.
Yes.
So
We
we're gonna get kind of a different turn, not
here, a little
a
introspective.
little, yeah, kind of diving deep into
Yeah.
ourselves, our inner selves, and our
Yeah. When we were talking and planning this episode, um, it's natural. You and I, we've known each other a long time. We're practically sisters. So we would, there's a lot of, on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't, listeners, there's like some 10 things that I would tell myself, but those are too deep. So I'm going to keep it to an 8. But so let's start with like the little you. I go back and think of my pigtail self and what I would tell myself and what advice that it would maybe kind of went around, like what I liked, what I didn't, but what advice would I give myself? And one of the things I would tell myself was like, you're just beautiful the way you are.
Mhm.
And I know my mom told me that all the time because God knows that woman, she was so good about giving compliments. I thought I was an Einstein supermodel. So, um, but I didn't, I was always just a little heavy
Yeah.
and I always got picked on a lot. And so I would probably tell myself, you're just beautiful the way you are. And it's their problem, not yours.
Mhm.
And I think I would tell my little self that. But even as adults, we got to kind of have to be told that too. It's not your problem, it's theirs.
Oh, yes.
Gosh, people just cannot keep their own problems to themselves.
Yeah, well, we're not even in the adult. I'm skipping child and
Yeah.
young adult to adult, but yeah, we tend to go backwards, and as an adult, it's like, wait a minute, hold it. When did we go backwards and end up acting like high school students or
Yeah.
acting like children?
Yes.
We need to
Remember.
remember, as a child, you're learning how to act in front of others.
Yeah.
You're learning about respect. You're learning
Self
about
awareness.
self awareness. You're just learning new things and
Yeah.
how to
Maybe
deal.
it's because we're learning new things your whole life and we just always resort back to the same old, same old. But anyhow, so that's the advice I would give my younger self. It's their problem, not yours.
See, in my younger self, I guess reflecting back on what my childhood was like was, uh, divorce wasn't big back in the 70s and the early to mid 70s, and not having friends that had both parents, and so seeing having just my mom to take care of me and my grandparents, knowing what I know now, what I didn't know then is that, hey, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
Your family is there. They love you. They're going to do everything to guide you the right way.
Yeah.
It'll all work out. And it showed me the lessons that, uh, yes, my mother was a single parent, but she showed me everything that I needed to know that I do today as an adult. I'm just married. But in my mind, I guess growing up, it was, okay, what if he leaves me? Or what if he dies? Or what if,
Yeah.
what if I do end up
Yeah.
being by myself? So it's those type of things where I've kind of always prepared myself. It's always have a plan in
Hmm.
place.
That is very interesting. And Eric's such a good partner because he allows you to be just, I mean,
He
you
allows
are.
me to do my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great partnership.
there's no
Oh,
con-
I'm going to hug
there's
Eric next time I see him.
there's no controlling.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. We can't even control him. I'm not putting me in there.
Yeah, it's always, so what do you have planned today?
Yes.
I'm going to Lizette's.
Well, Well, you said you never know what's going on behind the scenes, and as a little kid, you really don't know that. As adult, you learn like, oh, don't trust the social medias, right? Because you'll it's not that's just the pretty picture.
Yeah.
But, as a little kid, um we don't know really what's going on. Like, I
We don't.
particularly had a my father drank. He was an alcoholic up until he did stop drinking when I was in high school, and he found AA, and that was a life changer for our whole family. But, you didn't know when you were little, but I remember my my mom would uh recite the Al-Anon mantra to us. You can't cause it, you didn't cause it, you can't cure it, you can't control it.
Yeah.
And actually, that was actually really great advice for just life. You didn't cause it, you can't cure it, and you can't control it.
Yeah.
Just be happy. Just do your best.
Exactly. And my
So,
grandparents were pretty smart that if they didn't want me or my cousins to understand what they were talking about, they spoke in Spanish.
oh yeah, that's what my parents did too.
And of course, I learned Spanish. I don't speak it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
I learned it from watching all of the novelas and being a huge Menudo fan.
Yeah.
so,
Oh, Ricky
so,
Martin.
so,
This
you get
last Super Bowl, you and I were both like, Ricky
Martin.
Martin.
So yeah,
uh,
but that was their way
yeah,
of
see,
being
even
able to
Ricky Martin
communicate.
knows. He just lives his vida loca.
There you go. So that's how my grandparents would speak in Spanish when they didn't want us to understand what they were talking about. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, it's like my grandmother should not have let me watch all those telenovelas with
I
her.
know. Did you ever do this with John? Did you and Eric spell stuff around him
Yes.
until and then when they start when they start spelling, you're like, well, crummy. We don't have our secret language anymore.
Are you kidding? We do that with the dog. It'd be
That
like,
is true. I'm like,
has someone
has
gone OUT?
you I can't
And
say
we're pointing at him.
when my mom was alive, if I said grandma's house, Athena was running out the door to go to my mom's house.
Remember that.
Yeah, she would, and I was always like, I'm trying not to be offended that you just chose grandma over me. Like the dog ran to my mom's house. Oh my gosh. So anyhow, so that's our younger you. I think it's those are things that I kind of reflected on.
But what
So
about as we get into our teens
teens.
and younger adults?
So this one was harder for me. I thought, was I asleep in my teenage years?
So my teenage years were pretty difficult because like I said, my parents divorced when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I was fairly young, but I went through a rebellious stage when I was a teenager. Yes, I did. Don't look at me like that.
I was just gonna say,
Listeners, if you could have seen
Laura's rebellious
the
stage is probably
look
like
on
taking this
Lizette's
pen and
face.
throwing it over there. Hmm.
Yes, I did go through a rebellious stage, and as I was telling you, uh, you know, when I was about 12 years old, that's when Purple Rain came out, and the song Purple Rain, he says, "I know, I know, I know." Okay, well, that was like the only 2 words I knew. I knew, I know, I know, I know. So my grandfather would be like, "Okay, Prince." Because I just thought I knew everything. When I got told to do something, I'd say, "I know." Do this, I know. Do that, I know. It's like,
I,
okay, well, what?
what? I
So
can't imagine rebellious Laura. I don't know. Like what? I,
it was a rebellious. I did go through that stage, and it was just. I think we handle our anger. As a teenager, you see people having lives that you wish you had, and you just kind of go through those stages where, well, why does she have that, or why does he have that, and why can't I have that? It's just the typical
it's
teenage. It's the
natural.
typical teenage stuff, and I think that's where especially our close friends and even our family help us to kind of pull us back into reality, but not in the reality where it's a bad thing. It's the reality of looking at it on a positive aspect.
Yeah, having different perspectives.
Having a different perspective. It's like just because that person has that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they're
It isn't until
happy.
much later in life that we realize, wow, there's no child manual, right? Like we just do the
Yeah,
best we can.
exactly. And just because they have, big with the designer stuff back in the day, the Jordache jeans, the Calvin Kleins,
Okay. When I was in middle school, Guess jeans were big,
Oh, yes.
and we couldn't afford Guess jeans, so I had a pair of jeans that were similar in style to Guess jeans, and so I was telling my mom, "I want some Guess jeans," but since they looked so similar, she said, "Well, when people ask you, 'What kind of jeans are those?' say, 'Guess.' But you're not telling them they're Guess, you're telling them to guess what kind of jeans you had." She's like and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do that."
That happened to my grandparents. I had a Guess watch, and I had lent it to my grandmother because her watch had broken, or it was broken or needed a new battery. I can't remember what it was, but she was borrowing one of my watches, which was a Guess watch. And so she told my grandfather, "I like this watch." And he says, "Well, what is it?" And she said, "Guess." And he says, "No, what kind of watch is it?" And she said, "Guess." And he goes, "Would you quit telling me to guess it? What kind of watch is it?"
That's
I had
hilarious.
to tell him the brand name is called Guess.
Swatch watches, I was thinking, what was the other popular
Swatch.
watch?
Swatch.
I
Mhm.
feel like I want a Swatch watch
Hey, I
now.
saw the
Hmm.
Swatch. I saw they have a Swatch watch location in Vegas. So when
What?
you're there, I
Okay, when I'm
forgot what
there.
I think it I can't remember which hotel it is. It'll come to
Okay,
mind, but I'll
I'll
have to
look it
tell
up.
you. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be fun.
So, but yeah, so
I think
e
the teenage me, I think I would tell myself to learn as much as I can,
mhm.
which I kind of did. I was, we had enough. So when I say, I mean, we had, we lived very well, but we had enough
Mhm.
and no extra. So when I inherited my sister's old Volkswagen, the water would get into the doors, and so we could never keep speakers, and so it never had a working radio. Well, I maybe this is when I knew probably I wanted to go into engineering is because I was like, what's the problem and how can we fix this? So I got an old boom box from the garage, took off the speakers and rewired them from the top from the radio all the way to the back of the car so that I would have the speakers. I just didn't know that it had this hum that would go away if I went faster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyhow, maybe I wasn't an expert, but I did get the radio working. So I would say learn as much as you can
Mhm.
because I've always been of that mindset. And I guess I would have been, Lizette would have been happier knowing how to fix more things. And that's what I tell myself just learn everything.
Yeah.
And then also, my mom does know everything. I didn't think she did, but she really does.
Oh, they really
She really
do.
did know everything or have good advice.
Yeah.
She really was the tangled, like, save the drama, stay with mama. Yeah, I should have stayed with my mom.
It's funny how you think you know everything, and then when you become a parent, it's like, "Oh, my mom didn't know
Later
this."
in life, my mom would tell me, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. I'm like, well, crap, if you're doing it wrong, I'm really doing it wrong.
It's like,
We're like the blind
is
leading the
there an
blind here.
is there an evaluation that I
Yeah,
do I have to do a performance report on you?
I should have. Oh my gosh. If grandparents got performance evaluations from their kids, oh my, they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
stuff it in their ear. The
See,
grandparents, I mean.
yeah, grandparents got they got excellence and
Have a,
exceeds expectations.
I remember
The
at work when,
parents merit they just got they just got meats.
how if anything was going wrong, work would send out surveys for everything. What if you sent out a survey? How to the kids? How do you feel your parents are performing? Be like, "Ugh."
We need that in band boosters.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, that would be entertaining. We would see some fights break out. We're a
See,
family.
my parent is not here because I didn't want them to be here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We gave it to the kids.
It's
Oh
all
gosh.
fun, it's all
Okay, so
fun.
let's think about the adult us. Okay, so the adult
I
us,
think
what
the adult
maybe the
us
younger age, like the 20s, get starting working.
yeah, I remember starting my career, and I remember seeing oh my goodness, I remember meeting people that had, 20, 30, even some 40 years,
Mhm.
working in the same, employer and retiring from them, and it's like, that's the goal. that's dedication. And I guess I've always been that type of I was never the type to like move from job to job to job. And people always saw that for the money. And me, it's like it's more for the dedication. I want to learn in one spot and be able to grow from that.
Yeah.
And that just kind of encouraged me to stay where I was at for as long as I did,
Yeah.
and be able to say, yes, you can retire. You can be able to make a career doing what I did for such a long period of time. But growing in the aspect that I remember when I first started working, we had a fax machine. Not everybody had a
Oh, when I
computer.
started, I was just talking to somebody and with engineering, we made blue lines. And I was talking to somebody and I said, "Oh my God, that's like having a paper cut with the ammonia." And they were like, "What?" I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Say the monkey blood.
Yeah, like we would make blueprints because they didn't have 11 by 17. I mean, they did have 11 by 17, but in the land development section, we did blueprints. And so you ran your own blueprints.
Yeah.
And inevitably, you would get a paper cut with the ammonia. And like, I thought I was dying at that time, but I wasn't. I'm okay. I lived. I lived.
Put some monkey blood on it.
Yeah. Just spit on it a little.
Windex.
Yes,
Windex.
Windex. So, yeah, I
But
would tell
also,
my younger self, you don't need to spend that much money on clothes. Oh my gosh, I was crazy in my 20s,
oh my goodness
but
gracious. But
it was
yeah,
so
but we're starting
fun.
off. Remember, starting out of your career, you do need the clothing. You do need the
The only
you
problem is
do
I
need
don't fit
you
into
do
those
need the
clothes
one
anymore.
credit card to get your, you do need the one credit card to, start your,
Yeah,
your whole, finance life that would help you later on to buy your car, your house,
yeah,
it's difficult as, I remember being a young kid saying, "God, I can't wait till I'm adult. I can't wait to have
yeah.
this. I can't wait to have that." And then when you get it, you're like, "Oh man, what was I thinking?
What was I thinking for sure?
I should have
Grown
saved
up
that
like
allowance."
what an adult today. One of the best things that happened to me as a young adult was sitting by my financial planner. And I thought, well, so now I tell every young adult I meet, like, go talk to a financial advisor, go talk to a financial advisor. I give him his name because that he just, changed my family tree and the
Mhm.
thought processes. And maybe other families knew these things earlier, but that wasn't our family. So,
Yeah.
but now it is. So, but I would also tell my adult self to love everything. Did I already say that?
Yes,
Yeah.
to love
Love
everything.
everything because everything in the middle is the best part.
Yeah.
That's when, for me, that's when I had my parents, my grandparents, my husband. That was the best part.
Yeah.
I don't be too tired. Don't be too anything. Don't, um, all in moderation, but, live it up because that's the best part.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. If you think about it, at a certain point of our lives, for some, we have 3 generations
Mm-hmm.
at one point. Um, and then, like, I got to meet both sets of my grandparents. I knew one of my grandmothers, I knew her parents. So I got to know my great grandparents and and I grew up with my grandparents, my mom's parents, and unfortunately my son really didn't get that. I mean, he's got my dad, so he does have one
Yeah.
grandparent,
And a
but
crazy aunt.
but he you know
Yeah.
didn't get to know he had my grandmother, so he did get, he had his great grandmother in his life. And but it's those moments, and those are the things that I hope he cherishes and
Yeah, I had
talks
my
about.
children a little older, so they didn't get a lot of time with my parents
Yeah.
and or Chip's parents or
Mhm.
Chip for. But I would tell them like just yeah, enjoy the middle. It's the best part,
Yeah.
and keep planning because it works.
Mhm.
Every little you might think like because it's so hard to see the big picture when you're going month to month.
Mhm.
Just just plan it. Just start. Just start.
Yeah, make memories.
Yeah, start planning. Start planning for retirement because it will get here before you know it. And people told me that, and I didn't believe them because when you're in your 20s, you're like, "Oh my god, they're 50. Oh my god, they're so old." Like, you're like, "Eat gads, I'm never I'm not gonna look like that when I'm 50." I'm like, "Oh, I wish I looked like that when I was 50." So, and also don't keep up with there's no Joneses to keep up with.
No.
Don't do it. The goal is happy. Are you happy? There's probably I mean, I'm a normal person. You get wrapped up in the things that other people have. And I in my younger years, I always wanted a Louis Vuitton purse. I always wanted a Louis Vuitton purse. And now at this age, I feel like I'm more practical. I don't want the Louis Vuitton purse. I mean, I still do, but maybe I'd rather have just a normal purse with the money in it
Yeah.
rather than the purse. But there's still 30% of me that still wants to carry that purse. But, the other 70% is like, no, ma'am. Like, we're going to have to make fun of you if you're carrying that purse. No, I wouldn't make fun of anybody for carrying that purse. I love it. I'm
No,
just going to
no.
touch it and pet it and say, hi, I love you.
Well, this is great.
Yeah.
It's when I started kind of reflecting on the things for this topic, this discussion, I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious, there's just so much. You could
Yeah.
literally write a book."
Yeah, literally. I have one more aspect to ask you.
Yes.
What is something that you would, at this age, tell your future self?
Oh,
What do you, maybe it's not an advice for your future self. What do you hope for your future self?
take your vitamins and drink water so I can live longer.
Yes, right?
Yeah, I would say stop, continue to learn, continue to educate yourself. Uh, now that I've had my career, whatever job or, something I do on the side, just do it. Don't be afraid to do it.
Yeah, we don't have anything to be afraid of.
We
We
don't have
have,
anything to be afraid of. Just explore and do new things and
I hope I do a lot of different things, a lot of new things. That's why this podcast was so
oh
intriguing to me.
yes. So for our listeners, it was Lizette who thought of doing the podcast. I think I walked into her office, we're talking, and she just said, "Hey, let's do a podcast when we retire." And for Lizette to say that, I said, "Okay."
Yeah. It's because my job is so analytical. It's just
Yeah, so this was
gadgets,
definitely out of the
Legos,
box.
not
This
really
was
Legos, but processes, do it. And I'm really good at it. But this is so creative that it just
well,
lights up a
you
whole different
are a
part of my brain.
creative outside of what you did professionally. You are creative. She is the mom queen,
Homecoming moms. So
homecoming mums.
in Texas, we have homecoming moms. Every school has a homecoming, which now private schools are doing homecoming for maybe in their basketball season or
Yeah,
their
I went to
different
a private
sports.
school. They had I got a
And so,
you were the second person to give me a mum.
aw. And so, yes, we had our band mums.
Yes.
And but I like to make them, I'm in Texas, so they're big, they have lights, they blink. Oh, they're fun. And so
So
it really does. I really so this creative part, so for my future self, I hope that I continue doing creative stuff because it lights up a different part of me that and the engineering did light up I love it. I love it. It's like a puzzle every day. It's so much fun to me. I just like a challenge.
mhm.
When somebody will text me like, "Can you make this?" I'm like, I have not made it." I'm thinking in my head, "I have not made it." I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "I need to figure out how to make that because it's going to happen
Yeah.
so one way or another."
And there you
So,
go. Yeah. So the podcast was her idea and I rolled with it. And when I rolled with it, she's like, "Oh God, there's no turning back now.
I know you called my bluff. And thank you because I've enjoyed every episode and I like listening to our episodes.
I
So
do
I hope
too.
our listeners have the same thought process as we do.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a really great episode.
So think of your I hope our listeners take the time to think about the advice they give their younger self and maybe give that advice to your kids, which we probably already do, but
They learn,
they learn, they
they see.
see. And also think about what you want. What would you give yourself if you were your best friend? What advice would you give yourself for now,
Mhm.
right? I would always, I still go back to my, it's their problem, not yours. Because my engineer self wants to solve the problem. And sometimes they're just not solvable. They're not mine to solve.
Yeah.
That was a lesson I had to
You
learn.
can only control
What you can
you.
control.
You can only control you.
Yes. And sometimes you got to just, not our monkey, not our circus.
Yes.
So, listeners, I hope that you find something valuable from today and know that we're always happy to talk to you. So, we hope that you join us again.
Until next time, may you embrace every season of your life with joy and gratitude. Until next time.
Bye bye.